Hey everyone, Matron here, bringing you another StarCraft 2 commentary, this time a ZVZ between two of the top Zerg players in the world, Liquid Ret spawning as the Red Zerg, and his opponent will be MorroW spawning as the Green Zerg. This is part of the Assembly tournament which just took place a few weeks ago, and MorroW always interested in his play as he has race switched from Terran over to Zerg, so always interested in those players that choose to swap their races, kind of see their evolution as players, and especially against a very solid player like Liquid Ret, MorroW's going to have to be on his toes, and the ZVZ matchup in the early going here can be quite fast paced. It's very build order dependent, depending on when you put down your gas, when you put down your pool, whether you decide to try for an early expansion. That can be very risky in the early going here, especially on a rather short map in Xel'naga Caverns, as we see both players pretty similar build orders at this point, just getting up their 9 overlords and now pumping out drones, but pretty soon we will see some deviation. Typically see Roach Wars in the Zerg vs Zerg matchup. Sometimes we'll have Speedlings and Banelings attempting some early economic damage. It looks like MorroW getting down an extractor here before his pool, so that tells me he's probably going to be going for some sort of Speedling play, perhaps even Banelings. And Ret's still on 15 drones. It looks like he's maybe sending out a scout here or going for a quick expansion. Looks like he will be doing a 15 hatch. So he's going to be a little bit more risky in the early going here, trying to get down that expansion, and MorroW's going to hopefully try to take advantage of it, as he does have down his spawning pool with some sort of Speedling pressure in the early going. See, Ret still doesn't have a pool, made another drone after that hatch, so now goes 15 hatch, 15 pool, so very risky, even adding another drone after that hatch before getting down that pool. So MorroW's going to have Zerglings out a lot faster than his opponent. He looks like he's about 30 game seconds ahead on that spawning pool. He's also going to be able to research speed right away when that pool does come up. Check the timing on this right now at 92 gas, and it looks like he's going to have 100 gas exactly as that pool does come up. So the first four Zerglings on the way from MorroW, and I imagine they will be rallied into the base of his opponent. And it looks like right now Ret getting down his own gas, he's going to be a little bit behind. He's not going to be able to get out that Zergling speed quite on time. If we check the income tab, it is 17 harvesters to 14. See MorroW spending a few of those larvae on the early Zerglings, but those Zerglings are going to be making their way over into his opponent's base at this point. Looks like he's also sending out a drone, perhaps to try to secure his own natural. Looks like that drone is on a little bit of patrol there, trying to block some sort of play, not really sure what. But now Ret getting out his first queen here, it looks like, and he's also getting down a Roach Warren. So the Roach Warren and queen coming out at about the same time. The first few Zerglings on the way for MorroW. Not going to be able to do too much. Looks like they're just pecking away at that hatchery. And Ret has a good amount of Zerglings here, 5 at the moment, but his opponent is just streaming out more and more Zerglings. We see MorroW already has 9 Zerglings in his base. He's got the Baneling nest almost complete. He's got speed almost complete as well. He has cut drones a little bit. We see 16 drones to 13, so Ret's going to be ahead in terms of economy, and he also has this second hatchery, so he's going to be able to have a little bit of a lead in larva count as well. You see he has not yet transferred any drones into this second hatchery over to the natural. Now getting out, it looks like 5 roaches as soon as that Roach Warren comes up. If we see MorroW, it looks like he's going to try to make his way into the base of Ret, but those roaches very good against Zerglings. They have that 1 armor. They've got a lot of HP, 145. And now I hear Banelings coming in. It looks like we have 2 Banelings on the way. But again, Ret, no transfer here on drones into the natural yet. So not much that can be Banelinged at this point for MorroW. He's got these 2 Banelings finishing right now, and now we see more Banelings on the way for MorroW. He's going to have 7 Banelings and maybe trying some sort of bust here on the ramp. Ret's going to try to position these roaches so that the Banelings aren't able to make it up. If we check the production tab, it looks like the 5 Banelings on the way from MorroW. Ret just working his way in terms of some more harvesters. We see 16 to 13. These Banelings are going to come up and try to get up this ramp. The Roach is doing a nice job focusing down those Banelings. They will go down quickly, doing a decent amount of damage against those Roaches. But the Roaches, again, so very powerful with that HP and that armor against early Speedling pressure. And Ret doing a great job with positioning. He's going to poke out and take some pot shots at those Speedlings, but always staying close to that ramp so that he's able to guard it and deny access up into his main. More and more roaches coming out now. If we check the production tab, it looks like Rhett taking that opportunity, that failed Baneling bust, to drone up a little bit. 19 drones down to 13. And MorroW very far behind in economy. We see more and more drones coming out for Rhett, 5 in the production tab. And he has also done a little bit of a transfer, so his main is pretty well saturated at this point, still working off of 1 gas, up to 23 harvesters. And at this point, Rhett has good eyesight, or a good sight on MorroW here with these well-placed overlords. And MorroW going to do his best trying to pick off a few drones here, but not too many drones in the natural yet for Rhett. And he's got a growing number of roaches, which are going to be more and more of a problem for MorroW. MorroW going to try to make his way up that ramp, but Rhett doing a nice job. These roaches meleeing their little Zergling cousins there on the green side, and doing a lot of damage to the forces of MorroW, down to now just 5 Zerglings. He's taken this opportunity to get up his own expansion and drone up a little bit. He's at 19 drones compared to the 23 of Rhett, but if we check the army tab, it is 725 to 125. And now Rhett may be trying to clean up these Zerglings a little bit and going for a bit of a counteroffensive himself. See more and more drones coming out for Rhett, as he is doing a nice job keeping his ramp secure with a few roaches there, but also pushing out and trying to put some pressure on his opponent. We see some backdoor Banelings coming in. MorroW going to try to do some economic damage. Rhett does have a decent saturation here, so these Banelings are going to be able to take down 4 of those drones. Rhett making his way over to MorroW's base before the hatchery gets turned into a lair there. The roaches are going to be quite slow without that speed upgrade. So you hardly ever see offensive roaches without speed in the early going here. But Rhett going to be pushing out, and now he's going to try to prevent a surround here, doing a nice job of fighting with both his Zerglings and his roaches there. The roaches packed, not as tightly clumped as perhaps you would like, but doing a nice job making sure that those Zerglings aren't going to be able to get a 360 surround on them. And now going to try to take down this hatchery. It looks like MorroW going to allow that to finish, may be able to clean up the roaches here. It looks like those roaches are going to try to take down the hatchery and now work on these Zerglings. The broodlings coming in here as well, and they are going to be able to clean up those roaches. But back at home, it looks like Rhett still has a few more roaches on that ramp, so he is quite safe, and he's got a very nice saturation on both of his bases, 33 harvesters. He has a second gas going, and MorroW's going to have to try to do a lot of damage with these Zerglings at this point. He really needs to take advantage of the fact that Rhett does not have speed yet for those roaches. So he needs to choose his spots carefully, perhaps get a few more Banelings, hope to do some economic damage here. He's once again trying to get up that natural. If we check his harvester count, it is 18. He doesn't have much going on in his base. Now trying a bit of a two-pronged attack with Zerglings, trying to make their way perhaps up into the main at the same time as he pokes in from the left side. But Rhett seeing that, keeping his Zerglings back by the ramp, denying access to those split forces by MorroW. And now shooing away the forces with those roaches. If we check the production tab, it looks like more and more Zerglings coming out for Rhett. So maybe going for some sort of kill here. He could also get up a lair tech at some point. A lot of Zerglings coming out for Rhett, 14 for both players. Rhett does have the advantage army-wise, 15, now 1625 to 650. We have a few more hidden Banelings here for MorroW, so hoping to make his way into the mineral line once again and take down some drones. If we check the income tab, it is 31 to 18. So that tells the story of this entire game right here. And Rhett needs to pull back here, fight with both his Zerglings and his roaches at once, losing all those Zerglings. That's not a good move. More Zerglings streaming in for reinforcements. The Zerglings adding some good DPS to those roaches, which are tanking those Zerglings nicely. And it looks like all of MorroW's forces going to go down. He just has those 2 Banelings hidden left up by Rhett's natural, and Rhett poking down here. And we get a GG and a well played from MorroW. So Rhett with a very, I would say, a somewhat aggressive build there, getting that hatchery down at 15 food, and then actually making another drone before that spawning pool went down as well. He got down the roach warren just in time, and I imagine he's been working on the ZVZ timing. He has been playing in Korea a lot of games with Idra, so I imagine that he's got his ZVZ practice down. I have seen him use this build on other maps with a little bit of a longer rush distance, including Scrap Station. He was able to defend against those Speedlings and Banelings quite well in that game. And he was able to do the same thing in this one. He got up those roaches just in time for those Zerglings. He did a nice job throughout the game keeping a few roaches on his ramp, really denied access to the Speedlings of MorroW. MorroW was not able to leverage that speed against his opponent. Rhett also didn't transfer those drones until he had that natural safe and secure. And then at the very end, MorroW trying a bit of a split attack, hoping to draw his opponent's forces up into the natural while he streams Zerglings into the main, and Rhett did not fall for that either, doing a nice job denying access to his ramp once again. So a very high level ZVZ here between two top players, Liquid Rhett and Mal's MorroW. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching this one. Take care. Hey everyone, Matron here, bringing you another, goddamn that's fast,